Hi, my name is Khaleem Ali, and I'm contesting the position of Special Interest Group Representative for the Commonwealth Youth Council 2024. And this video is meant to do three things. Firstly, it's going to tell you a little bit about me. Secondly, it's going to tell you why I'm the best person for the job. And thirdly, it's going to tell you about what I plan to do if I am given the job. And you may wonder, why am I calling it a job? It is a job to me because it is serious work, and that is what it requires, serious work. And that is what I am here to deliver. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, which is a small island developing state in the Caribbean. And I've had the privilege of growing up in a country that for the most part recognizes diversity. However, nothing is truly perfect. And so whilst we may honor and embrace diversity in some regards, we still have a long way to go. I've grown up in a society and in a culture that's deeply rooted in homophobia. And as a gay man, I've struggled from a very young age with acceptance, with being seen, heard, and appreciated, and with feeling like I belong. And so I understand what it is like to be placed on the margins of society. So this is personal. By understanding and being able to relate to the feeling of marginalization, I know how hard I must work to make it easier for someone else. And that is what this job is all about. This job is about connecting young people who feel disconnected from our Commonwealth or who feel neglected by our Commonwealth. And it's about creating spaces and opportunities for them to meaningfully engage. And meaningful engagement is something that I've always been passionate about. I've had 10 plus years of experience working in human rights. I've had the opportunity to work with the United Nations Human Rights Committee in Geneva, to work with the World Coalition Against the Death Penalty in France, to work with UNESCO's office in the Caribbean, UNAOC in New York, and UNODC, and these are just some of the international organizations that I've worked with. Locally and regionally, I've also worked with several NGOs that work on several human rights, but they're all connected. And how they're all connected? They are all about giving a voice to the voiceless and championing the voice of the voiceless. And so this job is also professionally personal for me. So it's not just personal because I relate to it. It's personal and professional because it's what I do. And so this allows me to marry my passion with my experience and to pursue something that has the ability to create change for other people like myself. And when I say people like myself, I mean people who have felt marginalized, ignored, discriminated against, or undervalued. And so I have a burning desire to hold this position and to get to work to make meaningful change across our Commonwealth. Our Commonwealth starts with the word common. And what is the one thing that we share that is common to us all? It is our humanity. And so I want to use this position to infuse an appreciation for humanity. The thing that connects us all, the thing that makes us who we are as a species, our humanity. Now, that's a little bit about me. Now, you might be wondering, why am I the best candidate for the position? And as I said, this is personal for me. This also taps into my career experience. But on a deeper level, it comes with the understanding that one cannot be too idealistic. One must be tempered and one must be realistic. And in saying that, what do I mean? I understand that whilst I have great plans for this position requires me to work with a team of people from different backgrounds. And as a result, sometimes what you think is a good idea or a priority area may not necessarily be the same for another person. And so I recognize that in this capacity, I'm going to have to negotiate. I'm going to have to be a team player. And these are things that I'm used to doing. And these are things that I think I'm good at doing. I think if you look at my CV or you look at my profile, you will see that I have had extensive experience. And I've been able to have that extensive experience because I've learned how to work with different personalities. And that doesn't mean by staying silent or not defending or advocating for what I think is important, but it's learning to negotiate and learning to compromise. And I think that having that skill and that expertise makes me the most qualified person for the job. Now, what do I plan to do? Now, I've prepared a manifesto which you would all have access to, and I implore you to go look at it, where I've set out 20 points that detail a plan to promote diversity, equality, inclusion, and equity within our Commonwealth. But I just want to go over some of the key things that I have here, right? Something that I'm really passionate about doing is lobbying for the establishment of new networks within our Commonwealth system, specifically a Commonwealth Youth Human Rights Defenders Network, to establish principles for monitoring, evaluation, and reporting on human rights issues across our Commonwealth, and for training, upskilling, and resourcing our youth human rights defenders across our Commonwealth on how to make use of and access existing human rights mechanisms. Something else that I really want to do would be to develop toolkits and resources for CSOs and help CSOs across the Caribbean by providing them with a blueprint so that we can have more civil society engagement and so that people who are parts of marginalized communities can take power into their own hands and engage in civil society as productive members of civil society. Another key highlight for me would be to establish partnerships with key organizations external to the Commonwealth, allowing us to establish communities of practice, establish working groups, and boost the Commonwealth's profile. And then something that I'm particularly going to be adamant about is calling for more spaces that are accessible for youth from marginalized communities. The way things are right now, they've been working. But just because something is working doesn't mean that there is never room for improvement or change. And in our case, the need for improvement and change comes when it comes to including those who are often forgotten. I hope you join me on this journey, and I really do look forward to the next steps of this campaign. Thank you.